Welcome to another episode of Who Got That Inheritance Deal. Well, this one is very unique. I love the scenery of North Carolina. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed flying over those areas and seeing the properties that investors bought. And man, there is some beautiful neighborhoods, great properties, fantastic values. I don't expect you to work for NASA to come to this conclusion as you watch this video, is that if the Z estimate is $210,000 and the investor got the property for $100,000, why can I get it? Well, have you ever heard the expression, you have not because you ask not? Sure, it's possible to get it. Flying from Alta Loma, California to Charlotte in Mecklenburg County, North Carolina. We're looking at a property that was owned by the late Willie Jones, passed away on April 29, 2023. Property at 1306 Bethel Road in Charlotte. NC Asset Management Group LLC contacted the family directly and bought this inheritance property from the heirs for $40,000. I checked the comps in the neighborhood. They all validate the Z estimate of $275,000. Flying to Weaverville in Buckingham County, North Carolina. We're looking at a property owned by the late Ruth Buckner. Aska Second LLC contacted the family and bought this property on January 8, 2024 for $60,000. Flying to Fayetteville in Cumberland County, North Carolina. Looking at the property that was owned by the late Robert Carroll, passed away on October 1, 2022. Sky REI LLC picked up this property. They paid $60,500 on January 25, 2024. Z estimate is $137,000. They paid 50 cents on a dollar. Flying to Trotman in Iredell County, North Carolina. Looking at the property that was owned by the late Randy Jordan, passed away on May 1, 2023. Acquisitions LLC contacted the family and bought this inheritance property for $62,500. The Z estimate is $180,000. They paid 30 cents on the dollar. Flying to Raleigh in Wake County, North Carolina, looking at the property that was owned by the late Peggy Westbrook, passed away on November 21st, 2023. Less than 2 months later, FIOS LLC picked up this property for $105,000. The Z estimate is $233,000. Flying to Burlington in Alamance County, North Carolina, looking at the property that was owned by the late Nellie Barbie. Passed away on December 23, 2022. LCR Cash Investments LLC picked up this deal for $40,000. The estimate is $89,900. It's a small 756 square feet, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, but makes it a great rental property. Flying to Statesville in Iredell County, North Carolina, looking at the property that was owned by the late Mary Browley. This property was purchased by DJF Global Acquisitions Corporation for only $8,000. Yes, it's a real fixer, but $8,000 is less than the land value on this property. The Z estimate is $117,600. Flying to Rocky Mount in Nash County, North Carolina, we're looking at the property owned by the late John Bullock. Hersus LLC contacted the heirs and bought this property for $50,000 on 10/23/2023. The Z estimate is $173,000. That's less than 30 cents on the dollar. Flying to West Jefferson in Ashe County, North Carolina, looking at the property that was owned by the late Grant Hopkins. On January 18, 2024, Four Creeks Inc. LLC picked up this inheritance property by contacting the heirs for $80,000. The estimate is $202,400. Flying to Winston-Salem in Forsyth County, North Carolina, looking at the property that was owned by the late Felix Henry, property at 879 Rankin Street. Crutcher Leggett Properties LLC picked up this inheritance property at 12/28/2023 for $70,000. The estimate is $167,100. Flying to Dallas City in Gaston County, North Carolina, looking at the property that was owned by the late Dorothy Beeson, passed away on January 22, 2022. Property address 205 Stillwell Street. Blue Whale Group LLC contacted the heirs and picked up this inheritance property for $50,000. Folks, the Z estimate is $219,100. They paid 25 cents on a dollar. Flying to Lexington in Davidson County, North Carolina. Looking at the property that was owned by the late Donna Norman, property at 1758 Kuntz Road, Shore Investment Corporation Incorporated contacted the heirs and bought this property on February 8, 2024 for $58,000. Z estimate for this property is $157,500. For our last property, we're gonna go to Salisbury in Rowan County, North Carolina, looking at the property that was owned by the late Christopher Shoup. A month later, on January 5th, 2024, Queen City Property Solutions LLC picked up this deal for $82,500. Z estimate is $271,800. To learn more about inheritance property opportunities, create an account at leadcruncher.com. On the top left side, the third tab is pre-probate or successor data. There are videos on the bottom left side of the page, and you can learn exactly how it works. There are 120,000 properties in North Carolina. You can put this on automated direct mail using postcardcity.com. If you like the content of this video, you find more videos like it on my channel. We hear this from people all the time, but those little mouse clicks will go a long way to help me in the algorithm. So please click the little thumb guide. Please subscribe and help yourself with all my tools linked in the description. These are tools me and my teams have developed over the years, tools I wish I had when I started in real estate. Thank you for watching and have a great day.